Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. Apologetics seeks to give credible answers to curious questions, to give a defense. Is joy possible when you've lost it all? Let's face it, life can be brutal, and we all know what it's like to experience certain circumstances that really strip away our joy. But thankfully, as Christians, the Bible teaches that it doesn't have to. Think about Paul the Apostle in Philippians 4:4. He says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Again, I say rejoice. Where was Paul in the book of Philippians? He was in prison because he had been sharing the gospel. Despite the horrific circumstances, he didn't let it take away his joy. In fact, Philippians is the book, if you want to learn about joy, where joy is talked about the most. In fact, it is the zenith or the apex of our spirituality, of our Christian sanctification, when certain circumstances can come into our life that are so utterly overwhelming that when you look out the windows of your soul and you see the outer world and you realize nothing out there can give you joy. And then you look within and realize, oh, but God does give me joy. That is the essence of Christian sanctification, when we can find joy in knowing God and knowing that God is enough. In fact, Larry Crabb in his book Shattered Dreams talks about this idea, and he shares how when a Christian loses everything around him that he found joy in, can he still have joy? He says yes, he can find joy in knowing that his reactions to his abysmal circumstances please God, and his joy comes in knowing that he's pleasing God by his response to the less than ideal circumstances that he finds himself in. I want to encourage you that no matter what you're going through today, that it is possible for you to have joy. I remember hearing a story about a Chinese Christian pastor who was incarcerated, and his job was working the cesspool. He ended up calling that cesspool his garden. Why? And how did he do it? Well, the guards would stand so far away because the cesspool and the stench was so bad that he described the cesspool as his garden because he said it was the only place where he could publicly praise God out loud without consequence because the guards couldn't hear him because the stench was so bad. Here you got a Chinese Christian pastor in prison working in a cesspool, but it becomes his garden because he kept his joy in God.